Welcome back to the Voices of Women Summit, where in honor of International Women's Day 2023, we are raising the voices of hundreds of women so that their messages can be heard. Your host for this session is Kay Miller. Kay is your health detective with a passion for helping moms overcome depression and building generational health. She has another amazing guest coming right up. Take it away, Kay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again back to another amazing talk. I'm so happy to have you here with us today for International Women's Day. I've got some echo there, no biggie. But we're excited to get to speak with Mary Louise Rose. She is going to give us some wonderful, valuable information. I cannot wait. How are you doing today, Mary?
I'm doing great. Excited to be here.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us. Mary Louise Rose is a certified health and life coach. She's a yoga instructor, Reiki, and aroma touch practitioner. She's been pursuing her passions for health for the past 5+ years and feels most accomplished when her clients achieve their goals. She enjoys teaching people how to easily incorporate nutrition, exercise, and a positive mindset into their life. And she's been a lifelong resident of Virginia. Her hobbies include hiking, outdoor activities, and traveling. Awesome. Sound like my kind of girl, Mary. We need to hang out.
That's right. All about the fitness and taking care of your body, right?
Yes. Love it. So today, Mary Louise is going to talk to us about busting the healthy habit myths and making our journey easier. So Mary, what would you say brought you to this topic? What were the things that happened in your life that made this, health myths a thing for you to share with us today?
So, like with most coaches, it's our personal journey that leads us to where we end up and what we have a passion for. And so for me, very similar to other moms that you're, getting later in your 30s and you're noticing changes in your body and you're not necessarily liking what you're seeing or feeling. And out in the world there's so much information about you should be doing this, you should be dieting, you should be spending hours at the gym. And when you're a mom or you have somebody that you're caring for, you only have so many hours in the day. And so for me it was, okay, what can I do, how can I work on this but yet not be consumed by it? Because when you're a mom or a caregiver, you don't have a lot of extra time for yourself, but you need to take care of yourself. So for me, it was, again, kind of getting at that point in life and being a mom and working full time, having a lot of things going on and wanting better and more for myself. And then also to be a good role model for my daughter, to look to me for her future and what she should be kind of, guided from.
Nice. I love that. As moms, it's really, our responsibility, I feel, to be able to guide our families in a healthy lifestyle. So I love that you sought for yourself and then also for your daughter, of course. Beautiful. So let's jump right into these health myths. I want to know, what are we busting?
Well, I alluded a little bit to them in regards to like the dieting, the hours at the gym. And, when I work with my clients, it's you don't have to diet. You don't have to have a separate meal from your family. So many things that you hear, it's like, oh, well, if you want to lose weight, you should be eating this. And then you don't want to, impede on your family or your kids and what they may or may not eat. And so you end up with you're eating one thing, which is very restrictive, and then your family's eating something else. And so then you end up kind of being a short order cook because you're cooking two different meals. And, then it's like, okay, am I serving them hot food and a hot meal? Or am I eating the hot meal, and are we eating separately? Are we eating together? And so, I work with my clients on creating that balanced nutrition that everybody can eat. Everybody can sit down at the dinner table and share that meal together. And you get to look at what proteins does everybody enjoy in vegetables and carbohydrates, and kind of creating that family cohesion there with nutrition, and how you're showing up, and you get to be that example for them too. Again, going back to that role model perspective, you get to be that example for them of, look at what I'm eating, look at how I'm eating, and then they can grow up and know and be armed with that information and way to go out into the world. And then again, like I said, with the fitness piece, so we all know somebody that spends hours at the gym. And when you're a mom and you're working full time and you just have all these other hats, you don't have hours to spend at the gym. So I work with my clients on, how can you integrate fitness either in the early morning, in your maybe lunch break, or incorporate it in with your family, maybe family hikes, outings, activities, things that you can look at to either bring everybody together, or ways that mom can get that fitness in and not have to take away from family time, get a sitter, use the childcare at the gym, or things like that. And so there, again, we all know of many diets that are out there, many ways of, oh, you should do this program, you should do that. And it's, a lot of them are very restrictive, very separate from the family unit. And most moms don't want to be separate like that, and they don't have the time for that either. So it's taking that perspective and teaching mom how to bring that together for everybody and herself, so then everybody's healthier and feeling better, more energy, more alert, getting rid of that brain fog, all those things that come from better nutrition, better fitness, and a more positive mindset.
Wow, yes, that's it. There's a lot to unpack there. Definitely, there's a lot that we are constantly told and constantly trying to do. Like you said, the dieting and the separate meals and it's a lot to take in. Thank you for highlighting all of that. What's the main thing? Is there a main thing, or I guess you'd say like a big concept here overall that you'd like to share about that?
I would just say that incorporating the family and being that role model, that example for everybody. And of course, like I said, my 3 areas when I work with health coaching is, it's nutrition, because it's important how and what you're eating; fitness, because it's important that you're moving your body and taking care of your body and keeping that muscle strength up; and then the mindset, because we're all inundated with news and media and all of the negativity coming at you in multiple different directions. And so it's important to focus on, how am I thinking, how am I talking to myself? And again, circling back around to that role model side of things, and what are you showing to your children? And you often hear too the idea that, would you say to your child what maybe you say to yourself in the mirror? So it's getting those positive thoughts and constantly kind of keeping yourself in check, because we can all fall victim to it, if you will. But it's like, okay, how am I doing? How am I thinking? And if you catch that negative mindset, kind of circling that around and going, okay, what can I say differently? One that I am known to kind of correct people is when they say, well, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, you have that opportunity. You get to show up, you get to do this, you get to do that. And it's one of those simple shifts like that, where you're just going at things a little bit differently, a little more positively about opportunities and ways that you get to show up and be in the world.
Yes, that's awesome. It's beautiful. That simple reframe can do so much for your mind. Like, I get to have this delicious meal with my family. I get to go out and walk with the kids to the park or whatever it is, instead of saying, oh, I have to exercise, or oh, I have to go make dinner. It's so changing and transformational for your mind, your body, your spirit. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And we've got some great people here in the audience that are just cheering you on and have wonderful things to say, like diet is a 4-letter word. For sure. If you ladies and gentlemen have any questions for Mary Louise, please make sure you pop those in the comments too. Definitely have a lot of yes to no diets. Yeah, because it's really a lifestyle, right? It's not about having a diet. It's about having a way of eating that is good for you. And that you're saying that that's a way that can
Definitely.
be different from one person to another, correct? And what fits with
Right.
their
Yeah.
family.
And right. And like, we talked about like the deprivation piece, and it's like, no, you get to eat whatever, you feel that you want to eat. And like, if you're at a birthday party, have a piece of birthday cake. Don't go, oh, I can't have that, I'm on a diet. Or, oh, I can't have that, that's sugar and I'm not eating sugar. And because then it's like, what kind of example are you being for your kids and how you want them to show up in the world and how they, are going to be then in the future. And so it definitely no deprivation, no dieting, just allow yourself to have a little bit of whatever it is and satisfy that craving or that urge and then move on. So it's important that again, that positive mindset carries over into your nutrition. And thinking about nutrition as like fueling your body. How are you fueling your body? We talk a lot about like vehicles and the fuel we put in them and things like that, but when you think about your body and the food is fuel, it kind of gives you a different perspective on what am I putting into my mouth.
Yes, yes, that's definitely a good one. Thinking about your body as a vehicle and what you're putting in it for fuel. I love that. I often have said to people, like, you wouldn't treat your car that bad, like you wouldn't treat
Right.
your car that bad. You just wouldn't.
Exactly.
Make sure it gets its tune-ups. You make sure it has enough gas. You keep it clean. You wash it. I mean, we treat our cars so well comparison to
Yes.
our
And our
bodies.
bodies oftentimes not as well.
Not
Yes.
as well, not as well in comparison. We do have a question from Jackie. They'd like to know, what are some practices you use to keep your mindset straight?
Okay. Um, some easier, well, one that I said earlier is the reframe of a negative thought when you catch that coming in. For me personally, I don't watch the news because that, of course, can bring in a lot of negative mindsets. Journaling is a great one. Meditation, just taking that time. I personally enjoy the guided meditation. So it's very much, they're telling you what to imagine or what to think and things like that. And so there's a lot of different options out there for people. And again, just like I said with the fitness piece, you get to find what works for you and what feels good for you as to, yes, this is what I want to do and what I'm going to enjoy. Because again, fitness is the same way. If you don't enjoy being at a gym lifting weights, well, then don't do it, because there's a lot of other things that you can do and ways to take care of your body. And mindset is just another way of taking care of your body.
Great, great. So you shared quite a few myths with us about health and habits and, ways to make this journey of ours easier. Do you have some other tips that we could use to smooth out, the trip along the way of life and make it a little less bumpy for us, especially us moms, like you said, because we are teaching the next generation how to be.
Definitely. So right now, actually in my Facebook group, I'm running an accountability for March. And I'm working with them just like I do all of my clients, is it's taking that goal and then breaking it down to smaller, more manageable action steps. And, the example I tend to give is if you're not working out at all or any form of exercise, take your week and say, okay, what can I commit to this week? Is it 2 days of exercise? Is it 3? Set that goal, track yourself over the week. And then at the end of that week, reassess. If you set the goal at 3 or 4 and you didn't hit it, well, then maybe you need to drop it down a little bit and then, hit that goal and give yourself that pride of, I hit the goal. I did what I said I was going to do. I showed up for myself. And, just make it a week to week process, because then you are more focused. And again, I love trackers. I love checking boxes and recognizing that accountability and how you're showing up for yourself. So it's important to kind of keep it honed in on, this is what I want to do this week, how many days, and then reassess at the end of the week. And so again, taking the big goal and just breaking it down. Like if there's a weight loss goal, what do I need to do to achieve that goal? Don't just say, I want to lose 20 pounds. What is going to get me to that? And not forgetting, of course, nutrition, exercise, and mindset, because so often the mindset is overlooked because everybody thinks, oh, I have to go work out. Oh, I have to eat salads. And that's not it. There's all three pieces to the journey.
Nice. Yes, I love that concept of breaking it down into pieces. Like they say, how do you eat an elephant? It's a one bite at a time.
One bite at a time.
Definitely can't do it all at once. We do have another question that just popped up. Beth is wondering, do you have any advice as to nutrition, fitness, and mindset? Which one is the best or the easiest to start with? Do you start with nutrition, fitness, or mindset?
Right. I have heard that a lot of people, for majority of people, it works well to start with the fitness piece because they can get out and start taking a walk. And then, action begets action. And it's that snowball effect of, oh, I've been walking and now I'm feeling better. And so then you're a little more conscientious of what food you eat or feed yourself. And so I would say for a majority, it's that fitness or exercise piece first. But if nutrition feels like that feels better for you to start there, then start there. And so I would say to a certain degree, it's kind of an individual perspective of what can I do? What can I most easily incorporate into my life and my family? And just allowing that to progress forward. And then again, when you feel better, you feel more energy, you feel more clear-headed, that's going to make you want to do more and add in other things. And once certain things become routine and habit, then other things are more easily added in. A lot of us know the book Atomic Habits, and that's all about habit stacking and taking something you're already doing and adding something else to it. And that's a real easy way, once you get that routine going, to say, oh, well, now I'm going to add on this. And, I've had a lot of things in my life that have happened that way. And it's just really neat to see how once you have that routine, you just tack something else on with it. And then you do that because you're already doing the other thing and showing up for yourself.
Awesome. I love that idea, that reminder, habit stacking, and starting with what works for you, because it is individual. We're all on our own journey. It's kind of hard to say. You have to find out what works for you and just kind of trial and error, our own little science experiments, each one of us, right?
Yes. So many people want to look to what worked for somebody else and go, oh, well, I'm going to do that because then I'm going to have the same success or results that they did. And it's not that way, because with nutrition, you also have like food sensitivities. With exercise, you also have physical limitations and, financial limitations. And so, it's not a one size fits all. And we get to look at what works for us and show up for ourselves. And then too, your family and everybody else that's involved in the situation.
Yes. You get to look at what works for you, and you get to try out all kinds of things, because there's no law that says once you started eating this food, you have to eat it for the rest of your life. Or once you start doing a workout plan, you must do it every day. So yeah, you get to try new things.
Yes,
so
my journey alone has had a lot of different twists and turns, and I've done different exercise. And like I said too, if you're looking at exercise and you want to go hiking, well, it's probably not feasible to do that every day, but you can add that in on the weekends or, a holiday and things like that. And so exercise doesn't have to be the same thing all the time.
Correct. Very true. And earlier you alluded to the fact that you love trackers, and I hear that you have a freebie for our guest today, Mary Louise.
I do. I have a morning routine tracker, and it includes a tracker which has the check boxes that you can check them off, you can fill them in, you can get out stickers and put stickers on it. And then it's also a second page that talks about things that you may want to consider, such as nutrition, fitness, mindset, and ways that maybe you can incorporate that in. And again, the tracker is blank, so you can decide, okay, what do I want to do for fitness? What am I willing to commit to? So it's, what do you want to do? How often? And then check it off, fill it in. And so you get to see that progress and how you're showing up for yourself. And like I said, too, for those that are interested in my Facebook group, I'm running an accountability, and we're running it week to week. And it's setting those goals, resetting those goals, and just showing up for yourself and getting that momentum.
That's awesome. Yes. Sometimes it helps people just to know that they have something to check off. I know they say that making your bed first thing in the morning sets you up for a lot of good, healthy habits the rest of the day because you already accomplished one thing. So sometimes having those trackers does the same thing. Once you've checked off one thing, you want to check off the rest of them, right? And that kind of just keeps you going in that manner. So it's really good to have that and try it out in your journey and see if that's something that works for you, right?
Definitely. I always say trackers are similar to like grade school, where they have the charts and, whose job is today and checking it off and things like that. And, a lot of us are very elementary in mindset when it comes to that, and being able to see that success and checking off those boxes.
Yes, definitely. Okay, I was just checking to see who was coming up next, and it looks like it's actually going to be our very own Kimberly Crow is going to be speaking next. Internationally inspirational, sharing your zone of genius. So everyone will be on that same track after this talk, because that will be the only talk available. And we've really, really enjoyed this talk here with you, Mary Louise. I thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing this VIP gift with us. If you guys have not clicked on it yet, it's there in the chat. Look for the link there, the morning routine tracker. We did have it pop in there. If you have any more questions for Mary Louise, please pop them into the chat now. A few little minutes left. And Mary Louise, if you had one thing for our guests to leave with today, what would that be? If they forgot everything you said, they can only hold on to one thought, what would it be?
It would be to not overwhelm yourself with all the things that you think you should be doing and the things that everybody else is doing. Figure out what works for you, break it down to scale 1 week at a time, and track it. Keep up with yourself, see how you did, and be willing to adjust and change things as needed. Because like we talked about earlier, it's a journey, and you get to work on it as you go and show up for yourself.
Yes, definitely. I see, Beth Ann, you're having a problem with the link. Maybe try it again. I'm not sure. It is working on my end. Is anyone else having a problem with the link? Please let us know. We will see if we can figure that out. And as Jackie said, yes, stop shitting on yourself. She said, great
Yes,
info.
definitely.
Thank you for sharing. So yes, I hope the link is working for everyone else. Yes, it's working for Jackie. Maybe Beth Ann, you might want to try copying the link and then pasting it into a browser if clicking on it isn't working for you. Sometimes that's a hack. So I think that is all for us for today. If no one has any questions, great. We've dropped the link to see all the speakers and talks if you want to see what's coming up later. But like I said, Kimberly Crow is next. And we want to thank you so much for your time today, Mary Louise. We really appreciated you sharing with us your journey as a health coach and as a mom and learning about these habits and myths and debunking them so that we can all, move into our journey easier and smoother. And it's been lovely, lovely speaking with you. I hope we get to chat some more soon, and have a great day. Thanks everyone for joining. This is Kay, wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for another amazing session of the Voices of Women Summit, where our mission is to raise the voices of hundreds of women so their messages can be heard. For recordings of all sessions, plus an amazing VIP gift bundle, upgrade to VIP now. If you have any questions or problems during the summit, email our support team at support@voicesofwomensummit.com. Stay tuned. We have another fantastic speaker coming right up.